Hi and welcome to this iconic Severne Shop video. So the question is, if you want to go out and buy something that's high performance, well built and something which delivers everything to the user, then in car terms, there's only one place to go. The Aston Martin V8 Vantage. This is the AMR1. This is a limited edition vehicle they built after winning the Le Mans 24 Hour in 2017, and this machine is completely built for driver pleasure, build quality and just all-round enjoyability. This is my car, but if you're a windsurfer and you want a board that does everything very well, what do? I introduce to you the Severne Dyno 85 version 3. So, the Dyno version 3. Now, this board essentially in dyno terms has been out about 3 years with the Dyno V1 and the Dyno V2, which we'll cover in a different video. This one's been eagerly awaited, the Dyno V3, a completely new shape of board. But there's one very important thing we're going to make clear from the very start, and that is, if you talk to anyone who owns a Dyno version 1 or 2, they will absolutely kind of praise the way these boards sail. There's key recipes of early planing, of easy jibing, and most importantly, cutting through chop and jumping. These boards really were good at everything. So when Ben Severne and James Hooper were given the job to design the V3, I was nervous, for sure, because I was concerned, are they going to bring out a board that's going to move that design ethos forward? And what this board has, it may look completely different to the previous boards, but I can assure you that the key recipe of the dyno flavour is still in this board. So what made the dyno such a great flavour for so many sailors? Well, let me tell you. So basically in the bottom end of the board, there's got a double concave here, and there's quite a lot of V in here. Now that gives stability on the board, but also many users will say how good it is in chop, and that's basically created by these bevels. I'm not sure you're going to see them, but my fingers, there's a flat spot just here running along this shoulder just there. Okay, now that coupled with this lovely soft edge you can just see coming in here and getting slightly harder at the back here, what that allows the board to do is deal with chop exceptionally well, so giving you control in those conditions that other boards would be getting a little bit frisky. What it also means is this board, as it flattens off at the back here, gives great pace. Look at these lines here, gives great pace for great jumps. Now just be aware, this is my K4, I'll go into that in a minute, it's not the standard fin, but that is what gives the dyno that great shape. So although for the V3 mainly they have changed, swing this round like so, you can see how they've completely changed the nose. In fact, we've taken the measurements of these boards and there is very little difference between the dimensions of this and the dimensions of the old shape. So it may look very different, but in fact the way it behaves is very, very similar. So that is what makes the board very good at what it has always done, and this board continues in that theme. But what is different about this board to previous boards? Okay, so let's get first things first. The way this board is built is not the same as others. It's compression molded composite, CMC. What's the difference? That's different to sandwich construction. So basically it's much tougher. These boards are really good. There's been lots of feedback. I had my previous 85 blow across a yard and onto 2 concrete posts, and I thought that's the end, and it just barely took a knock. So really key in the way they're built, different to any other board. So What else is different? We've talked about the nose. That's different. Okay. Other things they've changed. The graphics, fantastic new red graphics, and going with more of the SV logoing, which is what's kind of come through. If we come into here, take a quick look at this. My one is 0025, one of the very first off the line, so I could get it, test it, tell you guys what I thought of it. And into the back, they've changed the back tail. Okay, just softened that tail up a little bit. What they've also done, and again I will say and make clear at this point that this is not the standard fin. This is something I put in, and I'll tell you why. It comes with I think it's a 20 centimetre fin as standard. So it has 12.5s on the side, a 20 in the middle. You can also use it as a single fin as well. So take these out. It's got blanking plates in there, and use it as a single fin, more of a free ride board. Stiffens the board up. Actually, I've had some very good reports. I've got to be honest, I've not used it in single fins. I love it and try, but had some really good reports of people going, wow, really good and grippy and fast for an all-round board. So they've changed the fin configuration. They have gone with larger fins now. As I say, with the 20 is the standard. I go down to an 18. I just think it's slightly over-finned. My personal opinion is I think they do it for the German market. So what I would be doing is have a play with the fin size, because I think most people on coastal sailing would be able to go down a size just to give you just a little bit more free moving. It feels a little less locked in. But other than that, everything in this dyno is pretty much what we would expect. 226 by 57.5 on the 85, but all round, although it looks a completely different board, and it does, all those crucial flavours that everyone has reported for the last 3 years has made the dyno one of the most popular all-round boards. This continues to have it. I've sailed it about 7 times. Let me tell you what my initial review of it is, and that is the things that I've noticed with this board is, first of all, it planes earlier than the V2 or V1. Don't know how they've done it, don't know the details. We're not interested in the details, but what I can tell you is it does plane earlier. The other thing I've noticed with this board is it's faster. It's a faster board. I noticed it, and you really feel like you can really get a scoot on with this. The previous dyno wasn't slow, but this definitely does feel more up on its toes and up and going faster. But critically, all those things, like I said, we loved about the V1 and V2, this still has that in its recipe. So you're still going to get all that lovely jumping, that great control, and yet the speed and agility that the dyno really gave us in spades previously. So in summary, we have two very high performance, beautifully built, exquisitely delivered pieces of kit. But on a 30-knot day, sun shining, what would I rather be doing? Hey, there's no choice, is there?